Oh boy. I gotta tell you guys, it's brisk outside. I'm not even sure how much of the walk and talk we'll be doing in the wintertime. Maybe we'll do a desk and talk. But Karma was literally howling at me. I mean, big time howling at me. To get off my butt and take her for a walk. So, the greatest artist that God has ever created. What am I talking about? Well, Kanye West and Joel Osteen got together. Now, I'm not here to pick on any religions. In fact, I think in large part, especially Christianity. And by the way, guys, if the wind is a lot and my eyes are tearing up, I'm not sad. It's just the wind in my eyes. Yeah, like that was already tearing up. So if tears fall, they're tears of joy for walking my dog in this lovely November weather. Oh, there goes one right there. All right, so let's keep talking. So Joel Osteen, whatchamacallit, he, he had Kanye West at the church. Apparently, tickets were being skipped for like $800 to get into this event. So aside from telling people the devil had a hold of him for a long time, he still couldn't stop being an egomaniac and saying that, yes, Kanye West said he was the greatest artist that God had ever created. Carmen, what do you think about that? You sniffing around? You walking? You're not concerned? Okay. So here's the deal. I think that human beings, you, me, everyone around us, has great potential. I don't think that we should shy away from that potential. I think when you're driven and you're good at something and you're working towards a goal overall, that is a positive experience, right? It's a good thing. And let's take a few separate like examples. Let's say you're into sports and you happen to be exceptional at basketball. I don't think there's anything wrong with believing in yourself, striving, thinking you're the best person on the floor. But there's also something called being a little bit humble, right? And a little bit realistic. Now, don't get me wrong. It is those obsessed. It is those with a dumb self-belief, right? That achieve things in this world, that do big things, that get places. I like to think that in some respects, I'm one of those people. And a lot of other successful people or people doing what they love, I mean, success is kind of a mindset, have ignored what others have said, have driven forward and tried their hardest to progress. And that's a good thing. Now, on the other end of that spectrum, I think it's also good. I don't say, I am the best damn YouTuber out there. It's me. I'm numero uno. Before YouTube and after YouTube, Jason Burmis is just number one. Okay? Here's the other thing. Whether Kanye knows it or not, he's kind of doing a shtick, if you will, where he's positioning himself as a possible evangelical leader in the next 5 to 10 years. He's already done the MAGA thing. He's already done, the repentance thing. He's already done the filmmaker thing. He's married the supermodel, and they're trying to make her out to be some kind of a, political figure now, right? And Kanye's talked about running for president. So, when I say evangelical figure, I don't mean, godlike or anything like that. I mean one of these, pay-for preacher types. Like, let's be honest. No matter how much you love Trump, do you think that Trump is praying to Jesus Christ at night? Do you think he buys into the Christianity thing? Or he understands the power and the reach of that religion amongst others, and by using that as a tool, much like the right wing have in the past, right? Let's be honest. And the left wing to some extent, with the idea that Barack Obama was a secret Muslim, right? Well, it wasn't very secret that he was certainly raised in that religion, right? And personally, I think a lot of these people, at their heart, are kind of atheists, right? They're social climbers. they'll go along to get along. I highly doubt that Barack Obama was, ended up actually either being Muslim or Christian, right? I would say that he might be more sympathetic to Muslim causes and their culture, having grown up in it somewhat, right? I think those are realities. I think those are things that we can talk about. But overall, what did they use it as? They used it as a tool to prop themselves up politically. That's all it was. That's all it'll ever be. So Kanye West, his wife, Kim Kardashian, Kardashian has already flipped being in a rich family, being, amongst a woman who had a sex tape and was from a rich family, just being her friend, then having sex with a slightly more famous person, Ray J, that getting popular, delving into a TV show with her family where they're all terrible people making money, where transgenderism eventually gets put into the spotlight like never before with an Olympic athlete. Super bizarro world. Kanye West involved, her marrying basketball players, but now she's morphed herself not only into, I guess, a billionaire, you could say, right? Isn't she worth $1 billion on the books with her businesses and everything? But now an advocate for human rights and wrongfully imprison people out of jail. Now that latest case, I know there's a lot going on the internet where I'm not so sure that man was innocent of his crimes or should have been out of jail, no matter what they said. That one looks extremely suspicious. So to me, this Kanye West thing is really to prop himself up, probably for maybe a political run or maybe his wife's political run and him backing it. There's a lot at play here. Also, Kanye is kind of insane, right? There's that. We have to also talk about the human aspects of sanity and how he's had mental breakdowns in the past. He's an attention getter. He literally had to say in front of a bunch of people in church that he was the greatest artist that God ever created. So that's some pretty big sociopathy. You can't get past that, can you? That's beyond vanity and a little bit more than ridiculous. 50 watching, 14 thumbs up. Can we double the thumbs up? I know it's kind of a babble fest here, guys, but Karma and I are walking and talking, and I'm warming it up. Manchurian Candidate, I don't know. MK Ultra, that sort of thing. I definitely think he can be swayed politically. I think she can be swayed politically. I think for the most part, they are idols of the celebritard culture from the last 20 years. Idols of that celebritard culture. And now they're getting on. They're, I think, either late 30s for Kim or early 40s, got to be close to, right? And Kanye's got to be the same if he's not in his early 40s, maybe even more. So what is the next step? It's probably politics. And, Kim's sitting there in the front row. I know that there's probably a lot of Christians out there that don't like Joel Osteen. I'll be honest. I just know he's another one of these evangelicals worth way, 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 way more money than people that are actually trying to do good in the world. And by the way, nobody smiles that much. I smile a lot. I'm a smiler when I can be. I try to be happy. But that's a persona, okay? Even really happy people that I do know, people that are into church and God, they don't smile that much. It's an impossibility. Whenever somebody's smiling that much, they're selling you something that you probably don't need, Karma. So, with that being said, guys, if you haven't checked out my 2 previous videos today, I did Bezos versus Gates, Battle of the Billionaires. There really is no battle. And one of the things I forgot to talk about there is they're talking about these 2 guys as the richest men in the world. They're not the richest men in the world. There are other people that are worth more money, that have more assets behind the scenes. That's wealth is hidden. The establishment, the true predator class, the one that's been around for quite some time. So sorry I missed that point in that video. Otherwise, I hope that you enjoy it. And then I watched the full 50-minute interview on Prince Andrew, and it was appalling, and it was ridiculous, and it was a total dumpster fire. So if you want to get my take on that, please do so. Thumb this video up on the way out. Oh, by the way, the Vatican, you want to talk about that? You know, I know they love to spam the page, but it is really interesting that I might even do a full video on it. Pope Francis is what's he calling for? He's calling for a climate sin. So basically, you know, being bad to the climate is now going to be an official sin of the Catholic Church. I can't make this stuff up. You can look it up right now if you want to. Anyway, it's cold. I'm going to put my hand back in my pocket. Karma and I are going to continue on our walk. She's doing great. 3+ months later now from that osteosarcoma diagnosis. If you want to know how, go check out my cancer story, .rocks, and the Joe Tippin story. And that's pretty much Karma's story as well. Subscribe if you're new. I know this is kind of a babbling video, but we do a lot better things than this one. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Got the GoFundMe. Donate if you can. Love ya.